Chair, are we wanting to table item 1?
Item A, yes, we're wanting to table item
Under old
A.
business?
And then also we're wanting to move around.
Under new business, move item C before item A.
Yes. That in the form of a motion.
Sure.
Okay, in the form of a motion, I have to table item A under old business and move item C to item A under new business. And could I have a second on that?
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Let's see here. I would consider the minutes of the August 19th and the August 26th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Any citizen wishing to make statements during the discussion of any item must first be recognized by the commission chair. After being recognized, that person should state their name and the name of any organization represented. Statements should be limited to 5 minutes. Please silence all phones and electronic devices. Recording the meeting is allowed, and the commission states that anyone or requests that anyone using special recording equipment be seated in the back row to avoid creating a distraction. So moving to old business, we tabled item A. So item B, I guess we jump right into me, is Travel 389, which is driving our future. This idea was probably my brainchild. Is that the way to say it? We basically wanted to get out there and travel about the county and meet with businesses and citizens and get some more local ideas on things that are going on in the county and see what businesses challenges they're facing in their everyday business. Are you having a shortage of labor? Is there a shortage of housing? Just kind of get some feedback from general businesses. We also put on here family-owned ventures, entrepreneurs, pretty much just anybody that would like the commissioners to come visit. So we're kind of calling it a road show. Just going to take this show on the road and we're going to go visit all the towns. And we were supposed to launch this 2 weeks ago, but in Ellenwood, but we're going to back up and stick with our schedule, which is Hoisington. So we'll be in Hoisington this afternoon and our schedule is later, but we're pretty excited.
Yes, we are excited.
Yeah.
And once again, I think you just addressed it, but no business is too large or too small to address or visit. So
I agree. I agree. We're trying to hit everything from mom and pop stores to all the way up to Essex. So
right. Mhm.
we're going to try to encompass quite a wide range of variety. So if anybody wants to be on the schedule, we should reach out. We're scheduling all the way as long as it takes, I guess, to get to every business that would like to see us. So we're going to be in Hoisington this week, possibly next week, Hoisington/Claflin, and then we're going to be back in Ellenwood, and then we'll be kind of making a circle around. So we just want to impress on everybody that this is for everyone. It's not hand selected. If you would like us to come visit, we would love to come visit your business. So
I would volunteer to be a contact in Great Bend for any of the business owners that would like to get on the list. I could sure facilitate that for my store.
yep, that would be great. So Commissioner Hutchinson will be a contact. Diana Watson also is also our contact here at the courthouse. So you can reach out to her. Of course, you can reach out to me or any of the commissioners.
Well, if somebody calls me, I'll turn around and immediately call Diana. So
That's
if
right.
you want to skip the middleman, you
That's
can
right.
go straight to Diana.
There you go. There you go. So anyways, we're excited. There'll be a lot of feedback that'll come out of this first event and then we'll tweak it as we go. So I'm excited. Sounds good.
Rick, this is our first learning experience, something that we've never done before. And we're just as excited, I think, as the businesses are.
Yep.
So
And a big shout out to Commissioner Rife. He organized the businesses in Hoisington for us.
that was easy.
Shout out for next week, see how it goes today.
We'll let you know how that goes next
Yeah,
week.
no, I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was just informational only. So I'm excited and let's hope that we get a lot of businesses from the Great Bend area that would like to be on in 4 weeks, I guess, looking out. So anyways, reach out. So, okay, approval of appropriations. We have Bev Schmeidler, County Clerk.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
This morning is our regular accounts payable register for a period of August 26, 2025 to September 9th, 2025, and just ask for approval.
Anyone like to make a motion? Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd move to approve appropriations for the period of August 26, 2025 to September 9th, 2025, and authorize the chairman to sign on behalf of the commission.
Second that.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, so then under new business, we are going to go into executive session first, as item C is moved to item A. So I would take a motion to enter into executive session.
After how many minutes? 10, maybe 15? Okay. Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move for the governing body to recess into executive session with the county administrator and county councilor present. The subject matter to be discussed will be performance of non-elected personnel, and the justification for the use of executive session is to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel with the privacy as allowed by KSA 754319, parent B, parent 1, and for the meeting to resume an open session in this room in 15 minutes at 9:21 a.m.
Motion, do we have a second?
Seconded?
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. We are in executive session till 9:20.
Madam Chair, I would move that we return to regular session, with no action taken.
Second that.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. We are out with no action taken. Okay, so then we move on to, I should have checked. Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we move on to Central Kansas Community Corrections fiscal year 2025 year-end outcomes with Brooke Hallmark, CKCC Director.
It's still so short. Good morning, Commissioners.
Hey.
So this past year, fiscal year 25, KDOC changed what their outcome process looked like. So for community corrections, these are not due until October now for the prior fiscal year. Additionally, we went to a case management style. So before, where they looked so closely at numbers, what they started to look at was what are the goals the agency wants to achieve? What are the steps they're going to do to achieve those? And if those goals aren't met, how do we continue to improve? Much like we do with the clients that we work with. So starting off by some of the challenges that our agency was presented with would include staffing. We went a period of time with only 3 officers to cover the 5 counties. We averaged 250 clients. We received 187 new cases from July 1st through June 30th of this year. So high caseload numbers are definitely something that continue to hinder us, which again, you'd send a letter to the Department of Corrections to express that concern. And then also availability of new officer training with Kansas Department of Corrections. So we did hire a new officer to replace a vacancy at the end of March of 2025. They just started a class last week. So any training that he has received up until this point has been what we've been able to offer in-house. And KDOC requires staff to have 40 hours of training per fiscal year, and they did receive 49 hours of official training, in addition to one-on-one staffings every week to review their caseloads. So some goals that we set, the first 3, the first goal was to complete 90% of initial assessments within 30 days of assignment from the courts. That was achieved at 76.9%. Some of the barriers that we faced with that were only having 2 to 3 officers who are certified to do assessments. And one way that we plan to overcome this next year is we have a part-time position that will only focus on doing assessments. So those should be done in a very quick amount of time, but definitely within the 30 days required. The second goal was to meet with our clients that are high-risk clients should have case plans within 45 days of assignment. One of the big challenges with this was training the staff on how to do a proper case plan by KDOC standards. That was not something that they'd been trained on properly in the past. So we really had to start from the beginning and work on that. That goal was only achieved at 61%. Training was probably our biggest barrier. The sheer number of new cases also was harmful to trying to achieve that. One way we are working to overachieve that is to continue with programming. I do have scheduled training every single month. Well, not every single month. There's 1 month we don't have any. So 11 months of training to continue to focus on that. Additionally, Kansas Department of Corrections paid for a subscription to a company that specializes in how to do case planning and has a set guideline. And they purchased that for all community corrections agencies to roll that out. And it's an 18-month training plan. And we'll start the next one in a couple weeks. So we'll be on the 3rd session. And the final goal that we'd set was to have 90% of the high-risk clients would have referrals to services within 60 days of assignment. So we did achieve that at 73.3%. The referrals would be things such as referring to maybe a substance abuse provider, to mental health services, and it continued to increase throughout the year. So ideally, your referrals and your case plans are together. So it's definitely a thing that we have to continue to work on. Some of the barriers that we faced were staff understanding which referral sources to apply to a certain risk area, which is a training issue that can be addressed. Some other issues that we have are systemic, such as availability of programming in the districts. So to be able in the 5 counties to serve individuals, we find some difficulty for that. We are researching things for more telecommunication services to be able to address the needs. And we also had partnered with Kansas Department of Corrections last year to have an in-house treatment provider who was staffed in our office. The individual that they had initially hired did not work out, and we were never offered training. They have, however, now hired someone new who came from facility who is trained. She's in our office 3 days a week and will begin doing classes with our clients in October. So that looks like a very positive way that we can turn that around for next year. It's a lot of data. Any questions?
Questions?
Just a comment. I just want to take the opportunity to say what a wonderful job you do for this community and how appreciative we are to have you here, and that I'm interested and excited to see what you're capable of if you were fully funded by the state. And it'd be really interesting to see how that pans out in the future.
I'm very hopeful that our staff will become stable and we will have a stable team. I think the more that we do the trainings and grow, the more we will see risk reduction in our community. We have already seen a lot more court actions being taken. And so I think that's a positive that shows that we're responding when we are seeing risk. Not perfect, but we are definitely making big strides.
Madam Chair. I would echo Commissioner Hutchinson's comments. You do a tremendous job over there. I've noticed that as you've talked about each one of your goals, that you've got a plan in place, and the barriers are often things that are out of your control. So I'm excited to see what happens in the future with some of the changes that you've been able to implement.
Thank you.
No, I'd like to thank you for what you do, what your struggle with is just because you have a full, the employees, you've got enough employees, but it takes so long to get trained, keep up the training. And that's, whether it burns people out by doing all that, it's got to be a struggle and all the barriers that you have to deal with. So thank you. And things are improving because of what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's definitely a team effort and it takes everyone. And it's more than just meeting with clients. There's just on an average day, we have about 21 different stakeholders that we work with in our 5 communities. So keeping up with all of the demand and balancing caseload is definitely something that takes some time for an officer to embrace and be able to do well, but making big steps.
Well, I'd like to commend you. I think you're doing a fabulous job with the resources you've been provided. So I definitely think we would love to see some more funding come so that you could have ideally 2 more ISOs to serve this district properly.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like you're short at least two ISOs to do your job serving all the clients you guys have. But you're making great strides and that is beyond your control. Between the geographic distance and the number of clients, you definitely have your hands
Yes.
tied.
I drove, actually, so it's kind of interesting to do the 5 counties, just to do round trip to all the courthouses is 205 miles. So luckily we have 2 of my officers travel to 3 separate counties. So a lot of road time for that if we were properly staffed for all 5 counties, we would be able to have less road time. And the shortest drive is 45 minutes. So
How many ISOs do you have?
4 ISOs, one just started on Monday, and the other one started at the end of March. So I have one with 4 years experience, one with a year and a half, and then 2 brand new people. And
Less than 1 per county is kind of what.
correct, yes, well, less than 1 per county.
Do you remember off the top of your head, I'm sorry to not give you a heads up that I was going to ask you this, but do you remember per client funding? Do you remember how much money the state is providing us per client?
No, I do really well at understanding how underfunded we are based on our clientele. I don't have that number with me, but it was something that we addressed when you sent the letter out in March that we knew. I believe we were funded at number 28 out of the 31 judicial districts per client.
But we have more clients than
We have more.
the top 10% as
I believe we were
its lowest 10% as far as funding.
I want to say I think we were top. Oh gosh, I don't know. I want to misquote that.
Right.
Definitely know that we were 28 out of the 31 for funding per client.
Wow,
Close enough.
Yes.
bad.
And KDOC is working on new formulas of what that will look like. I'm waiting to hear some final numbers because it looks like they may change. Like before, where they would consider how much mileage we cover, which is over 4,000 square miles. That looks like they're reducing what that funding would look like. So we're just waiting for some finalization that we should have in January as to what our funding will be for next year.
Which will then take effect in July, right? So
Correct. It wouldn't take effect until July 25th, and they're also looking at a 3-year plan. So whatever number they come up with will be divided out over 3 years. So it could technically be 3 years before we would be able to hire an additional officer.
very frustrating, some of the limitations. And then the education limitations drive me crazy that too, that they only have their case planning classes or their certification classes, what, every 8 to 18 months. So
Yeah,
stuck with those too.
yes. But again, I try to look at, okay, that's a barrier. So how do we overcome it? And I think that was my commitment to the training, to ensure that they have the training that they need. It's wonderful to have the formal, but I think the in-service meeting with each other, especially with a brand new team and being able to build that camaraderie amongst each other and then truly be able to step up and support each other has been a big help in helping the agency to keep moving.
I agree. Keep up the good work.
Big learning curves as a commissioner to realize how important corrections department is in a county or in a judicial district,
To public safety.
right?
Agree.
Thought I'd make a motion if you're ready for one.
I am.
Would move to approve the fiscal year 2025 year-end outcomes report for Central Kansas Community Corrections, and authorize the commission chairman to sign grant forms as needed, and direct Ms. Hallmark to submit said forms to the Kansas Department of Corrections.
Motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then we have item C, County Administrator's Office, and we have the introduction of, should I steal the thunder? Casey Hubbard.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
So today I would like to introduce Casey Hubbard as our new Assistant County Administrator / HR Director. Casey's been with the county since 2003 and will be transitioning from his role in the County Attorney's Office. In this role, he will be handling human resources, compliance, managing the county's insurance programs, both health and liability, assist with the procurement process, as well as providing additional operational oversight and support in many different areas across the organization. I've worked with Casey in some capacity throughout the years, and I've always been impressed with his professionalism and just his ability to get things done. So I'm excited to have him as a member of the admin team. We look forward to getting started. So, Casey, would you like to say anything?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'd just like to thank the Commissioners, Administrator Posner, for having the confidence to put me in this role. It's a position that I feel puts me in the best position to best serve the county at this stage of my career. So I look forward to working with the administrative staff and this governing body, as well as all the offices and departments in Barton County as a whole now, instead of my one office. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Welcome. We're very excited to have you.
Thank you.
One thing I'd like to say is I think we made a very good choice, and I have no doubt that Casey can do the job that we expect of him. And we're looking forward to working with him.
I look forward to saying nice things.
Me
But
too.
welcome aboard, man. I'm excited to see what you can help with around here. So
I've worked with Casey for a number of years and have always been impressed by his professionalism as well, and he's a great partner. So I'm excited to work with you in this new capacity. So welcome.
Welcome to the office. And we did make sure we slid in and other duties as assigned. Yeah, that's in there. So welcome.
there will be.
Yeah, or will be. Okay, I guess then we go to ending business announcements. Following the close of the agenda meeting, the commission will consider authorization of personnel changes for classified positions, signing documentation provided during the agenda meeting, or signing the other documentation required throughout regular county business. Similar action may take place throughout the day. The Barton County Communications Department will host a retirement reception for Tim McQuaid beginning at 2 p.m. Wednesday, September 10th at the Barton County Communications Center, 1300 Stone Street, Great Bend, Kansas. County officials have been invited to attend this event. Appointments, although subject to change, and we have a bunch. 9:45, we have Bev Schmeidler, County Clerk, 10 planning sessions with the media consultants, 10:15, community update with Amy Ferguson, 10:30, functional classification system map with Barry. That sounds exciting. 10:45, solid waste management review, 11, program update with Chris Sharts, 11:30, regular business discussion with Matt Potzner. And then after lunch, we will start Travel 389. All of these businesses are located in Hoisington, Kansas. At 1, we'll be at Superior Essex. At 2:20, we'll be at Town and Country Supermarket. At 2:40, Brick and Blossom. At 3, Kate's Auto Parts. 3:20, City of Hoisington. And at 4, we're going to view the county-owned property, which is in South Hoisington at Pacific and Vine. So the west side of the road, I believe, there. County edition of KVGB AM is Thursdays, 11:05. Gina Pop, 911 Director, is scheduled for September 11th, 2025. Under other business, do we have any discussion items? We did receive notification from the KNRC that NRCS is requesting a meeting with the KNRC over the Quivira water issue. So they will be setting that up. I'm not sure exactly the format of that, but that should be coming out possibly yet this week. We want to have a meeting to go over the comments that were submitted through the EIS. So we will keep everybody posted on that.
Chairman,
Yes.
just on the record. The county, you're going to review that property that's county owned on Vine. I talked to County Engineer Barry McManaman about that because we had a question about what that was and how it came to be. And what it is it goes back to the Hoisington tornado, and Barry could explain it in detail. But the gist of it is that FEMA provides some money for the county. It had to be purchased by a municipality, either city or county. So the county purchased it, but it's dedicated for public use only. It can only be used for, I think it's currently just kind of not being used at all, but it is restricted in its use. That was a term of its purchase from the private owner with the federal money. So just wanted to mention that. I think it's great for you guys to just review it since it is something we're responsible for. But just since we're on the mics, the mic's still hot, I thought I'd mention that. So thank you all.
Okay, seeing that, citizens or organizations may present requests or proposals. None. The commissioners are available to public on Tuesdays during regular business hours. One or more commissioners may be present in the commission chambers conducting county business throughout the day on Tuesdays. The commissioners may individually schedule personal appointments related to county business at their discretion. The next regular meeting will be at 9 a.m. Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. With that, I would take a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Have a second?
Second that.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, we are adjourned.